What is going on, everybody? You just tuned in to what's called the Wholesaling Real Estate Ring, where we pick up the dang phone and we make some rings, we make some dials, and we call people so you can see exactly what it looks like to call people. All right. Because I know a lot of you guys want to make money, but how do you make money? It's on the other side of that phone, right, Lane?
Got to call, talk to
That's right.
people, keep talking.
That's it. That's it. Okay, everybody. For those of you that don't know me or Lane, I'm going to introduce myself so you can see if this is even really worth you listening to. Why should you listen to me and Lane? Well, I've been wholesaling for 6 years now. I just had my anniversary, I guess, in May. I started in 2018. I've done a lot of deals, a lot of dials, and just did a $91,000 deal. And well, not just one deal, it was actually two. But thank you, Lane. I appreciate it. And what we're doing is we're revealing the sauce. There's sauce to this, guys. And that's why we do these calls. So that's me. You should listen to me because I'm actually in the business. I'm still doing it. I do deals. It's not like I did a deal 5 years ago and I'm trying to show you guys what I did that used to work. No, we're doing it now. It's working. That's me, Nathan Payne. Lane, tell the people who you are.
Thank you. Thank you. Lane Peterson, been wholesaling since 2009, since this market crashed. I was building homes before that, pivoted into doing distressed real estate, have loved it ever since. I'm in this business because I love helping people. I love figuring out problems and solving those problems and being able to make a good living at the same time. So I've been doing this for many, many years. I've closed thousands and thousands of wholesale deals. I've been doing direct to seller for a long time. Got a little bit more years under my belt than you, Nathan, but
That's true.
it doesn't make us one better than the others. Just I've been in the game for a minute and I'm here grinding every single day. I've got a wholesale business. We do about $250,000 a month nationwide. 99% of what we do is all virtual. So let's go. This is what we do every day.
So Lane, that's why I love having you on here, man. It's because you're doing the deals. This is not something like something out there that we learned about a while ago and it worked for us. Now we're doing it now. So guys, the plan today is to make some calls. That's why you're listening. You want to see if we're any good. Lane's going to show you guys the process. I'm going to use my nifty board to write down and show you guys what he's doing so you guys can take notes and so you can go do it. Okay. And obviously we're here to help. We know that as we do these calls, people are going to say, hey, you guys are pretty good on the phone. Can you help me with my seller? That's what we do.
I'd
That's
love
what
to bring your deals to the table, DM us, do whatever. We can help you get it to the finish line. And then maybe you already got a deal and you need help dispoing it. I'm dispoing at least 25 properties a month. We have the system down. We're really good at it. So yeah, hit us up.
That's it. That's exactly why we do these calls, because our plan is to help you guys do deals and show you what it's doing. And if you want to work with us, great. If not, just keep learning. And the promise is always, let's do some calls. All right, Lane. Yeah. So I know you got some calls. Before we hop into some calls, do we kind of want to, I guess I am curious on that one deal in Atlanta. I want some feed to find out like what happened. Did that move? What happened?
Sub two deal? Yeah. So that was a good one. We locked that thing up here live.
We did. Yeah, that's why I want to talk about it.
Yeah. Francisco, he hit me up. That was an inbound lead, right? Everybody knows the difference between an inbound and an outbound lead. An inbound lead is they came to me from a PPC advertisement. So those leads are way better than your cold calling, your SMS, which are outbound leads, right? So Francisco, he had only been in his house for about 2 years. He bought it. It was rehabbed by a flipper. I believe it was a flipper when he bought it. And then he got a job transfer. So not really a lot of equity in the home. So our cash offer was like below what he owed. So what we were able to do is saying, hey, listen, we can put some money in your pocket. You've already moved out. You've already moved towns for your job. So instead of taking a big haircut, let's put some money in your pocket at close, leave that loan in place, which is a 3% loan. And your equity, I was able to tell him, you have equity, but because your payments don't really cash flow, because his payments were almost about as what we could rent it for. And when you include vacancies and everything, I said, I can't really pay you any more on top of that, or we're going to be losing money every month. So he agreed all of his equity, his $69,000 in equity, he would just take in 10 years as a balloon payment. So 0%, 0 payments on his equity. We took over his $2,000 a month mortgage, and he was happy. He's going to get 20 grand at closing. We're going to hold on to it. It's a good asset. It's a good loan. So
Keeping it?
No, sorry. No, I wholesaled that, and we wholesaled it for $30,000.
Bro, let's freaking go. Was it Bobby or nah?
No, it wasn't. No, Bobby's too busy. It's hard to get on the phone and get a commitment.
Come on, Bobby. Step up.
No, it was an investor that we found there local. Atlanta's a big market. Like there's
Bro,
buyers all over the
congrats,
place
dog.
looking for
I love
deals.
that. So, did you do a wrap? Is that what you did? You took over and you wrapped it, or how did you do it?
Yeah. So we
Was it wrap?
basically, I mean, so you have it's a hybrid, right? You have the sub two portion of the contract and then a seller finance, and those are combined.
Mhm.
And then we sold it to somebody for a $30,000 wholesale fee. So they take over all the terms that we
So you made 10.
worked
You
out.
made 10 on it because you gave him 20, correct?
No, they have a $50,000 entry. So
Okay, no, okay. So,
they're paying Francisco his 20 and giving
oh,
us 30.
you made 30 on it. You made 30 on that.
I did.
Let's freaking go.
I
So
did.
they had a 50K entry. Okay. So
Mhm.
guys, if you don't know how to structure sub 2 deals, don't even worry about it. If you're not even there, we're not even going to teach it to you. Hit up Lane, hit up me.
Yeah,
We'll get it
that'll take
structured.
weeks. That'll take
Yeah.
weeks to do. So, and while you're learning the game and you need more options other than just a cash offer, hit us up. We can work deals together.
Hey, amen. That's it. And that's what we do. Whether you go hit up Lane directly or you go to painlessflipping.com, it all goes to the same place because we work together. All right, guys. So let's freaking make some calls, Lane. All right. And I'll write down as best as I can. I know you're getting that phone ready. Just to let you know, for anybody that's popping in, you got inbound or outbound leads. For me, the thing that's most important for me, for you guys, is just to freaking do anything. Okay. Because that's the hardest thing. A lot of people just sit there like, well, what I do, what I do. Just go out and start talking to sellers, whether you're call, text. I wouldn't RVM. That's not what I would do. But you got call or text, or you got to pay for ads. If you don't know how to pay for ads or you don't have money, you're gonna have to do it the cheaper way, and that's calling, texting, knocking doors. Okay, but there is money to be made, so let's freaking go.
Okay, this lead is an inbound lead. Came in off of pay per click, which is a Google Ads, and it is actually here in Arizona. I'm in Phoenix. This is a northern Arizona town, a smaller town that this one came in. This lady's name is Susan. She didn't give me much information other than she just filled out a web form. So let's call Susan and see what she's got going on.
All right, Susan,
And
let's
just
get
so
it
everybody knows, you do not need to overcomplicate these conversations. You keep them simple. You don't need to feel like you have to play mind games with anybody, because sellers, they feel that. Once they feel that somebody's trying to manipulate. Hi, is this Susan?
Yes, who's calling?
Susan, my name is Lane Peterson. I'm calling.
Oh, okay, all righty. Yes, I. You don't have an area code up here. I almost didn't answer.
Oh, well, I
was hoping-
appreciate you answering. Hey,
Well, I was hoping it was you. So
oh, well, good.
they didn't give me your number, and they didn't tell me it was not going to be a 928.
Oh,
So,
okay. Just told you I was calling.
right, that you would call.
Well, good. Well, is now a good time to talk a little bit, Susan?
Yes.
Great.
I'm kind of in a quandary about things, so if I sound funny, it's only because the whole process of everything is kind of hard for me.
Gotcha. Well, Susan, tell me a little bit about what you got going on there.
The property or the reason for selling?
Both, if you can.
Okay. I don't want to leave. I have a very nice piece of property. It's just perfect, but I've been diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis, which has taken over completely. I'm at times almost crippled up. I can just barely get around and do things. I can't pick things up. I can't handle things. And I was considered an ultra athlete, and so this has been a life-changing thing.
I'm sorry. Sorry to hear that, Susan.
Yeah, I don't want to leave. I'm twisted between, but the process of selling is just so horrendous that I'm having difficulties with it. So I've seen your ads. So I got looking, and there was a phone number. So I thought, well, I'd call and see what you guys had to say. I didn't even know if you went out of the Phoenix metro area.
Yes.
You know, I wasn't even.
And we do.
Go ahead.
We do, and that's why I'm on this phone call, because I'm the one that handles all of those areas. I'm born and raised native Arizonan, know the entire state very, very well, and we love the northern cities. So we definitely would be able to get you a cash offer.
Well, I did take, and I was so grateful. Now, I'm old. I was so grateful that a live person answered the phone when I got looking on my tablet, and that's as high tech as I get.
Awesome.
And
Good.
found a phone number, and she answered and was very nice. And so, because I kind of did this cold turkey, I didn't read reviews or anything. I've just seen Doug on the TV, and so my first question was he just city? Because things are pretty cut and dry down there, and I am rural and very unique.
Yeah.
So she said, and I don't know where you're located.
So I'm calling you from just outside of Phoenix. We're in Mesa.
Okay.
But we have boots on the ground everywhere. So yeah, but we make all of our phone calls and conversations we have from here in our corporate office.
Okay. We do have a realty company up here. Unfortunately, I didn't really think about you guys. Like I said, I'm old and things have just not made life as easy as it should be. I'm not as sharp as I used to be. This is my fourth house.
Okay.
But up here, so I'm not new to selling, but it's different up here.
Mm-hmm.
I did happen to call the local realty office up here.
Okay. And how'd that conversation go?
Well, she was very nice, and she hasn't come out here. She doesn't know it yet. I'm supposed to see her, but you hear things. Oh, your place is this, and I got just under 4 acres. It's about 3 3/4, perhaps.
Okay.
It's a weird number. I don't remember the exact number, but it's just under 4. It's over 3.5, and it's a very nice piece of property for up here. See, that's why I was hoping maybe the gal said that there was somebody up here, and that's when she gave me your name. I thought you'd be familiar with up here.
Well, I am very familiar. I am very familiar with Eager. We've bought in a lot of properties in those areas, so it's not something that's foreign to me at all.
Okay.
So, is it a single family home or is it a mobile home?
Oh yes. No. I interrupted. I'm sorry. It's a single family or what?
Or is it a mobile home?
Okay, I thought I heard you say mobile home. I get irate when people call it a mobile home. It's a manufactured home.
Manufactured.
It's as big as they come. There's no axles, no wheels, no nothing. It's on a stem wall. There's no tongue. It's been permanently attached. When I bought it, the inspector says, "Oh my gosh, you've got more tie downs underneath there than is required."
Good.
It's just a square. It's not like what you're seeing in the valley these days. These things that belong in the Mediterranean.
Mm-hmm.
But I've maintained the painting, and I've done a lot of added things. I had to evacuate with the fire.
I remember when that happened.
Oh boy, I'll tell you, I wasn't up here that long, and I thought I'm going to lose my whole life keeping my nose to the grindstone and making my payments in the valley, and I'm going to lose this. But anyway, I didn't.
Yeah, very fortunate you didn't.
I'm on the south end. Well, they didn't lose any big structures, luckily, but still, when I came back, I went up on the roof myself. I was addicted to sorts of things. I was physically active. I went up on the roof, and I thought, I don't like this roof. So I put a metal roof on.
Oh, good for you.
So I've done a lot of additions to this property compared to when I bought it.
Yeah, I see that it's a 2005 build. Have you done any upgrades since its original condition?
Well, I don't know what you mean by upgrades. I added a mud room on out the back where the laundry room would be, because I brought a horse up with me, and I was raised with you don't wear outdoor clothes in the house, and that's the way I am. My barn clothes came off, hung them up in the mud room. I do not wear outdoor shoes in my house, and that's across the board.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So it's in good shape. It's a very clean home.
Oh, God. I'm a pain to people because I am very particular, very fussy, and I'm a neatnik.
Okay, well, good.
I take care of things. I'm always trying to be ahead of the game and improve things all the time. So anyway, it's got an attached large back porch, and it's above the ground because there is a slope to the property, a slight slope. and I have a front porch attached, and it's very nice. I don't think there's been any recent Google Earth type aerial views. I've added 2 buildings, as well as those that came with the property. I have a hay barn, and it's secluded. You don't see it. A person that doesn't want horses or isn't interested wouldn't even know they had a horse property. I've got lots of trees around it. I added a feed room, which is, well, it's close, but it's not staring you in the face. There's trees around it. And I also do have a nice chicken coop area. I put that in, very nice. And I was meticulous. I cleaned up my chicken stuff every day. But I've been told by people just off the cuff, oh, you ought to be able to get this if you ever decide to sell it. But you know what? I don't know.
Yeah.
Because now I never thought about selling. I never thought that I would become in a position where I love yard work. I work in the yard all the time. I've gardened here. I just like, I'm very picky. I've landscaped. I just like messing around outdoors. I mean, why otherwise I'd have stayed in the city.
Yeah. Well, so has your sickness kind of forced you to move back down into the valley, into warmer weather?
It's been suggested to me that a lower altitude and warmer climate, plus the fact that, to be honest with you, this is more than I can. I'm 77. This is more than I can handle anymore. I didn't feel like this last July. I was climbing the trees, getting the mistletoe out to give to my goat. He likes it like candy, and give to the horse. But he was really addicted to it. I mean, I was chasing them around. I could do everything.
That's awesome.
I was a jockey at one time. Okay?
Oh, wow.
So I was very physically active, physically fit, and in shape. I've lost every ounce of muscle now. I am weak. My hands can't use my hands like I used to. It's getting to the point where the handwriting, I'm not going to get younger, right?
Right. Yeah, we aren't.
No. I don't know how old you are, but yeah. And this rheumatoid stuff, there's no cure for it. I never in my wildest imagination would have ever even thought I'd be a candidate for it.
Yeah. Well, my heart goes out to you, and I really feel for you. I mean, like I said, I'm a native here from Arizona. I grew up around horses. My dad's a cotton farmer down in South Gilbert, Florence, Coolidge area. And so I grew up doing the same sort of thing. So I feel for you, and that's got to be tough for something to kind of slow you down when it sounds like you really, really like to stay active and do things.
Yeah, I don't fit in up here.
Yeah.
Number one, I got to be very careful. I won't go any further than just saying that I'm a female that's not barefoot and pregnant or hasn't been, and I'm out wrangling horses. The thing that kind of ticked this off, last July I was asked by a veterinarian to go and check out a lame horse over in Taylor. Do you know where Taylor is?
Sure do.
Outside of, okay.
Yep.
A person decided that they had enough property that I don't know how much they've got. So they found a horse, a thoroughbred, which I'm extremely familiar with. They're a different ball of wax, okay? So when they've been in training in particular. Yeah. Gets this horse up here, turns it out in this place, and this horse goes lame. Well, I was asked to go over and look. Oh, my God. Well, this horse wanted to flip over because it was so lame, if you understand a little bit about horses.
I do.
And it wanted to flip over. It wouldn't let me look at it, see what the problem was. This horse was turned out in a, what do you call a derelict place for old vehicles and junkyard?
Junkyard?
Yeah. Junkyard, yeah. In Taylor, rock everywhere. This horse was raised in the valley, and I know where it was, out on pasture, had been at the racetrack with only 45 days of training. Come springtime, it wasn't eligible to go anywhere else, so they put it up for sale. Well, this person took this horse. Oh, God. They never should have had a horse there, number one, or a horse that came from the kind of background. Finally, this horse jerked me so much, but I didn't think anything of it at the time. the next day, it had pulled all the muscles loose in my right arm, down my side, and across my upper chest. And I didn't realize it at the time. And that's what kicked off the RA. They say old age onset is physical trauma and then stress,
Yeah.
which I have a lot of. But anyway, it came on to me suddenly.
Yeah.
And I already had a bad shoulder. I had a bad shoulder from handling horses my entire life, but it wasn't bad until this horse jerked it right out of the joint.
Oh man. Yeah, that sounds
Yeah.
painful.
Well, anyway, so I was fine last July, and things aren't getting any better. So I've been told I should go down. I don't want to go back to the valley. I don't know how I'm going to manage that. I have no place to go.
Well, we can help. We can help you out there. I mean, we buy and sell houses all over the valley. I mean, where you want to be? You want to be on the east side, the west side?
Well,
we can help you find a house down here too.
Yes, I figured but at my age, I'm going to need I've worked my entire life and just worked hard, never made a lot of money. My Social Security is minimal.
Mm-hmm.
I need to be able to live off of what I can get out of this. It's got to be my last. I've been a slave to a house since 1972. And I need to be able to have some money to take care of myself, doctor bills and various stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I think buying another house at my age. I was in the Northwest Valley, Greenway. I worked at the racetrack. I worked in Sun City, and Greenway was my run.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah.
And I lived in Sun City the last 5 years to take care of my dad. When he passed away, I jumped ship. I retired from the track and came up here.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, so what do you think? What do you think on timing? When do you want to close? Start the process? What are you thinking?
Well, I'm still, and I'm sorry, I don't want to waste your time. I felt really bad, but I thought, I need more information because I don't know what this place is worth to your kind of realty.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't mind me putting it like that. I don't know what I'm going to get out of it. That's another thing. It's what I get out of it as to where I can go.
Yeah.
Because the valley is so inflated. It was the number one city area for inflation last year. I was shocked.
Yeah.
On the news read.
Yeah, it started to calm down a little bit. It started to shift a little bit over into a buyer's market. So there's more inventory now. So you might not have that hard a time finding something. But the question is, would you want to buy or rent?
Well, until I knew how life was going to turn out, I'd have to find a place to rent for a while. And Sun City would be where I would like to go. Looking back, maybe, I wouldn't have been up here, and I've loved it up here. This is where I've been meant to be if I hadn't come down with this. But my house in Sun City was a little 2-bedroom house, and I miss it.
Oh, Sun City's great. Yeah, I've been out of Sun City a lot, and I tell my kids all the time, that's probably where I'm going to be. So that you guys are going to come visit me in Sun City. I love it.
Well, when I was in my 20s, I lived in Glendale, 59th Avenue, and between Bell and Greenway, in there. I could look out my front window and I wouldn't see a light north of Bell Road. The Bell Road was nothing like it. I've seen that valley change, but I've always lived within a mile. My 2 other homes, and then moved to Sun City. I had a little 2-bedroom home across from the graduate school, 59th Avenue in Greenway.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
You may not be familiar with it. It's called the International School of the School of International Management, something like that. 59th and Greenway. I lived in a neighborhood just across from there for 30 years, a little 2-bedroom home.
Okay.
And loved it. But anyway, what was I going to say? Darn.
Well, let me ask
Sun
you.
City.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Well, when I was in my 20s, I worked in Sun City. I worked at Boswell Hospital.
Okay.
Aside from my horse wrangling, I'd go to the racetrack every day and get on horses, and then I'd go to my job at the hospital. So I got introduced to Sun City, and I like old folks. I don't have kids, therefore I don't have any family anywhere to go or nothing. I have no connections up here whatsoever. This was cold turkey.
Yeah.
But anyway, Sun City, I was always working so I couldn't partake of their rec centers. But now I would, that would be something I would probably look into. I don't even know if that's affordable, especially after I sell this up here.
Yeah, rents have come down a little bit. And like I said, there is a little bit more supply, so I don't think you'd have a hard time finding something. It's just finding what you like. Let me ask you.
I can afford. That's
exactly.
What I can afford.
Yeah. Let me ask you something. When you called the real estate company up there, what kind of feedback did they give you? Like, did they give you any sort of price range to help you figure out what you could sell it for?
No, not yet. Not yet, because I didn't get that far. Because the realty business is, I don't know, it might be different up here. I always was around in my house when people came. The first person that came to look at the houses that I had in the valley, and there were 3 of them. One was in the 70s, a long, long time ago. Then the one I was in for 30 years, and then the Sun City house I was in for 5. I was there. I showed people around. They bought it.
Sounds easy.
Oh, yeah, it was probably easier. But then I hear horror stories up here, and I don't know what to think. I haven't gotten that far with them. I just found a person that sounds like they understand me. I don't want people traipsing through my house. They have to take their shoes off. She says that's nothing ridiculous. I don't want somebody going out. I have a really nice piece of property. It's the property, not the house.
Yeah, no, I can see. I'm looking at aerials and stuff of it, and it does. It looks beautiful.
Well, the aerials don't give it justice, because I looked at something once and I thought, boy, that doesn't look like my place. Because I'm right behind a big old metal barn that belongs to the people that are up on the road. My drive goes next to it.
Yeah, your drive goes for a long time. I mean, it's a pretty long driveway, and that's a big portion of your lot too. Is that easement for the driveway?
Yeah, but I got one side that's fenced in for pasture. The other side I didn't do because their house is so close to the property line. I didn't need to do that. But it's the privacy. I'll tell you what. You can walk down my drive during sunset, and it's just the view. You don't see it. It's just amazing.
Beautiful.
But yeah, I could use that, but I do have the fence in there, and we did that. But I have a gate. I keep it closed because of people up here and their rudeness about letting their dogs just think their dogs can run everywhere. And it's kind of a flag-shaped property, I guess you'd call it.
Yeah, for sure. I would say that. That's a good description.
Yeah, that's what I've been told it's called. I got a nice workshop that's the closest building to the house, other than the house. I've got, like I said, it's just, the aerial view doesn't really show you very good. I have a Connex, the biggest Connex. I've got a tack room and what I call my tool shed, and then the feed room, which is between the house and where the horses were. And first year I sat under a tarp. That wasn't very good.
Do you have a basketball court in your backyard?
No.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
trying to think what would look like that. A basketball court. Oh, that's the people behind me.
That's behind you. Okay, now I got where you are. So there you have a circle pin for the horses on yours?
Yes, I've got a round pen.
Gotcha.
I've got a large. It's 12 by 18, 2 stalls.
Yeah,
12 by 18.
I found you.
With corrals out in front. The Connex you won't be able to see much. No, that drive behind me, that's my neighbor, and they're wonderful, but I never see them. They have a very long drive and yeah. So mine's the one between their drive and the 2-story house on the other side of me.
Yep.
And they've got a big metal barn. Okay.
So I see it. I got you. Okay. So starting this process, like calling us, calling the realtor, what was kind of in your mind that you were hoping someone would tell you that you could get for it?
Well,
Do you have a number at all?
Yeah, I've been told. Now, like I said, you want to tell the person, but I wasn't selling it. It was just people say, "Oh, you ought to be able to get this if you ever wanted to sell it." And that wasn't even a conversation, and that wasn't recent either. And I have a neighbor who unfortunately is left, and that's another reason why it's time for me to go. His house is listed as well at $450. And I've got a bigger house, nicely landscaped. It's a totally different piece of property, very open, by the road. He's got a big old barn, and he's got a roping arena, and he does have pasture next to the house. But this is listed for $450.
Mm-hmm.
I can't give you the number of the house as you go up Spanish Trail.
I think it's 1294 Spanish Trail.
I couldn't. 12. See, I'm 1208, so that could be. It's on the same side as me, and he's got a road on two sides. Benny J is the road that's on his south side.
Yeah.
And his is smaller. It's a manufactured home. It is older, but he's kept it up. It does not have a metal roof. I have a metal roof.
Yeah. Put it on yourself, huh?
Well, I didn't do it. No, I had it done.
Yeah. Oh, well, you said you got up
after
there.
The fire, I said, but I upgraded it, and that's an upgrade if you want to call. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's got an arena. He's got some horse facilities, like you, which does add some value because that's the type of buyer you do get up in your area, which is great. So I guess I would just kind of need to know, like, what is the best option for you? Is what's most important price? Is it timing? Because it kind of sounds like we've done a lot of different scenarios where, we come in and we purchase the home, and then you need more time to stay there to go find another home. Is that going to be this situation we're dealing with, or are you going to find a place before we close it?
Oh, I doubt that. No, because I'm going to need money to move.
You're going to need your money. Okay.
Yeah. In other words, and that's also going to determine where I go. It's been suggested to me to look down around the Green Valley area, which is south of Tucson. I've not been down there. I've been to the racetrack in Tucson, and I've been to the fair circuit around so I've been around the state, but nothing looking at, could I live here sometime?
Yeah.
So, I need to sell in order to know where to go, because how much I get determines. The valley's gotten so terribly expensive. I'm familiar with the Sun City area, but it will be culture shock for me. The traffic. I'm a country kid.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, and I can't go down there just thinking that, a racetrack. I can go visit the racetrack. That's my old stomping ground. I've been there since 1970.
Yeah.
Working there, and I retired from there. So that may not even be there. There's talk about it being eliminated. Who knows?
Yeah.
So,
okay. So what I truly want to do, Susan,
I'm sorry to put you in a bad spot.
No, you haven't put me in a bad spot at all. This is what I do every single day. I gather the information, like what you have been so great at explaining to me, and then I want to find the best solution. I want to find the best solution for you that also we can accommodate to be able to help you out, because you are in a little bit of a different situation. Whereas if you go list it with a realtor, they're gonna expect you to be moved out before they close. Whereas
I know, and that frightens me.
Yeah, right. We're able to accommodate. We're able to accommodate what you need by coming in and closing it, allowing you 30, 45 days after we close to find a place and comfortably get moved out. Sometimes we go up to 60 days. That's a little long, but we can accommodate these things. Now, we just need to figure out if we can do it for the price that it'll make you happy, because I do have other options other than our cash price that could get you more money at the end of the day. It just might take a little bit longer, because I really think that, our cash price wouldn't be a good fit for you. I wouldn't even want to offend you with it. And I would like to see you have the most money in your pocket as possible.
Well, the people that I bought it from, and I'm just weird. I didn't dicker. I looked around and it was something I wanted, and I didn't pick it apart. Yes, there was an inspection, but the day we arrived for the inspection, there was snow on the roof. That was okay. The guy didn't need to go up there. I'm not a dickerer when I've been on the other end.
Mm-hmm.
And the house that I was in for 30 years, it was a C.W. Grace home. If you're familiar with them.
Doesn't sound familiar.
I bought it new. C.W. or W.C. Grace. It was a development across from the graduate school. This was in 1978. I was in it for 30 years, and when I wanted to move to Sun City to be closer so I could take care of my dad, I couldn't go over there and come back past my house and go to work and then come past my house and go to him again at night. So it was kind of almost equal. I could sell it and buy something in Sun City, and it would be across people. So they said to me when they walked in, the realtor, and even the buyer, first lady that walked in, and we're still friends, she says, "My God, it doesn't look like it's ever been lived in." But that's the way I am. I'm finicky.
Yeah.
I take care of stuff. I don't use stuff. I don't bang stuff. My counters were like brand new. I don't wear spots. I put something over them in the using place. So,
well,
I don't know how the market is these days. I know if you look on the tax records, because taxes up here are so cheap, the place won't be worth anything if you look on the tax records.
Yeah, no, I never go off of tax estimate. The county doesn't know how to estimate the value of a property. I mean, you are in a rural area, so your days on market are a lot higher than like a metro area. You know, like the houses that are for sale around you, they're on the market for well over 100 days. And so if you got to be careful, because if you go and list it too high, you're just going to be sitting on the market forever and you won't sell.
I gotcha. I understand that. I want just market value or something honest. I don't want somebody to come in and say, "Oh, well, I don't like the baseboards. They need to be painted." And they're no different than when I came in and bought the place. You know, those people were only in 4 years, but
yeah.
But still, I'm not gonna replace carpet. I'm not gonna do anything. And that's where I'm thinking, I don't need people coming in and saying, "Well, you know, come down or replace the carpet." No, you put your own carpet in.
Yeah.
I improved this place. I didn't insist that people that had it process it for me so I could have a horse in the back.
Yeah.
You know, I just, you either like what you see or you don't. And there's nothing in here that I can think of that is a problem.
Gotcha.
I upgraded curtains. I've got, you know, those, I don't know what you call them. They're supposed to be good for heat. They're blinds that go up and down. Anyway.
Well, let me tell you this, Susan. So I'm gonna talk about two options, and one I'm kind of dismissing right away because I feel like the second option would be best for you, because it's going to put more money in your pocket and it's going to get you to where you need to go to be able to, you know, live the rest of your days down here in the valley and comfortably and be able to have some money to live off of. Because our cash offer is going to be at a discount and we can accommodate so many things, right? We can let you rent back for a while. We can do whatever you need to do, but I just don't think it's enough. You know, it's down in the mid 200,000 range. And like I said, I just don't even want to offend you by presenting that and sending you an offer with that kind of number on it.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm a very short distance from town. I'm not out in the boonies. That's the amazing thing.
Right.
I've got.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, I'm just talking Eager in general is not a metropolitan area, right? And stuff sits on the market for a lot longer. So our cash offer would be around 250,000. And I mean, if that's on that road, but I'm not sure if that's enough to get you to where you want to go.
Well, yeah, see, and I don't know how much time I would have with you. Like I said, today, I just called her and I told her, I says, I'm not ready to make a decision right now. I just need to know more information. I didn't even know you guys did anything outside of the Phoenix metro area. So
yeah, no, that's fair. That makes sense.
Yeah, and wrote down your name. It says, you know, he'll give you a call.
Yeah,
so
I'm glad you reached out. And if that cash offer is just not enough and you don't want to go that route, I can see if I can get your home approved for our other program, which we call it's called the Accelerated Program. And basically, you know, we pride ourselves in marketing. We're really, really good at it. That's how you found us. And we also do the same thing on the homes that we sell. So if I could get your house approved for this program, basically what it looks like is we stick our team of marketing on it, and our team of realtors, and we send it out to our investors, and we market it, and we get a much higher price for you, and we handle the entire process, right? Some people have realtors they work with. If they do, they deal with us. They don't deal with you. And we pay all the closing costs. And if there's a realtor involved, we also pay that realtor. It doesn't come out of the price that I could give you. It just takes a little bit more time because we're gonna stick our marketing team on it, and we've proven to be able to sell our houses 35% faster than most other realtors in the market.
Well, even though you're not up here,
no, we do. You would be being a realtor is what you'd be doing. You'd be with the nice perks that you mentioned that you wouldn't be. Yeah. So. Well, can I tell you a little bit more that it's not us acting as a realtor. We work with realtors to help get you more for your price, but we're not acting as a realtor on your behalf. What we're doing is we are getting you a higher number for your home, which if I was able to get this house approved for this program, which I think I could, your walkaway number would be around $345,000. So almost $100,000 more what I could get you for the home. It just takes a little bit longer and a little bit more effort on our side to do it. The cash offer, we can close it quick. You can rent it back for a little while. This one will take, probably 45 to 60 days because it takes a little bit more effort on our side. Like I said, we market it to all of our investors, and our marketing department really works their tail off to get you more money for the home.
Okay, now you're talking about the second option.
Correct.
How many days did you say?
On average, it's about 45 to 60.
Yeah. Okay. I wasn't sure if you meant the cash offer would take that long. Okay. No, it's the other one.
Yeah. I gotta get our cash offer. We can close it within 30, and we can lease it back to you for a time frame that works for both of us.
Yeah, a reasonable time.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, at my age, and I got to do this all myself, how do I vacate it when I don't? I have a little bit of savings, but still, I can use that and have this place completely emptied out and be in a motel, and then have it fall through on the day it's supposed to close because the other people. That almost happened one time, but it didn't. Thank heaven. And I was in the valley where I was in a extended stay temporarily between the two different places.
Yeah, you don't want to risk. You don't want to risk doing that. That's for sure.
Yeah, I would virtually be homeless, and then to get back in. Oh my God, it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. I still don't understand all this stuff, but I think the RA, it's an inflammatory thing. It affects your whole body, and I noticed I'm not quite as sharp as I used to be, and I was really sharp. I put in brand new racetracks, the area of my expertise once I quit riding.
Yeah. And
other brand new racetracks being put in, and I could do it. And they were flabbergasted, but I'm not that way anymore.
Yeah.
And so I'm a little slow on the uptake, if you don't mind.
You're totally okay with me. Susan, I would like to help you, the best option that you feel best about. I'm in the business of helping people, and having different options presented to you, it kind of just helps you gauge on what is going to work best for you. So the cash, like I said, sorry, go ahead.
I don't know. It just prompted a thought, and I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm sorry.
No, you're totally fine. I just wanted to reiterate our cash as is, no nonsense, simple, straightforward, close it quick would be around $250. And then our option.
Let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
What all will it entail? Normal stuff. I mean, I've already turned my heating system off, which I don't want some Yahoo coming in here and wanting to restart the furnace and not knowing how to do it. And I'm talking about an inspector. And believe me, I've heard some horror stories up here. They aren't exactly. Again, I'm such a technical person that I've done engineering, that I've got a really strange background. But I'm terrified of somebody coming in here and hurting my piece of property, and it's still mine.
Yeah. Well, what I can tell you is the only way to have that guarantee is you go with a cash offer.
Okay,
If you want a lot more money,
you're still going to come. If I go the second way, let's put 1 and 2. One's out right now. Number 2.
yep.
You would still send, and I have no problem with somebody coming and inspecting as long as they are respectful and it's no longer the heating season times. They don't need to try to fire up my gas stove, which they don't know how to even do. And I would burn. I've got a beautiful fireplace. We all burn wood up here.
Mm-hmm.
So you would still, I'm sure, want to come through and make sure the place isn't falling apart, right?
Correct. Yes. The second
Right.
option, it would require an inspection. We only use professional inspection companies and professional services. So, and you are welcome to be there whenever an inspector comes to make sure he's doing it right.
Because I do have indoor. I have to be honest. I have got a couple cats. Okay, they're indoors, and I am very meticulous, and so somebody shouldn't be allergic.
No,
they would have to know
that'll be fine. Cats are harmless. You barely even know they're there when you show up. Usually,
they'll hide. They'll hide under
yeah,
the bed.
Exactly.
Right. So they are going to meet somebody at the door and grab your ankle.
Yeah.
And I don't have dogs. I do not have dogs. And so as long as they're respectful, I don't know what all they would want to do.
Yeah, it'd just be like a normal home inspection. It's not very intrusive, and like I said, you can be there and make sure that he's handling your stuff in the right way. But I've been doing this for 20 years now. We are always very, very upfront in the process and make it very accommodating and very easy, because like in your situation, you kind of have a lot going on where it's like you do need your money before you move out, so you need a little bit more time. And so we're there right by your side the entire time, accommodating all of what you need to be able to get to where you need to go.
Let me ask you, this is an off-the-wall question. You may not be able to answer this, but let's say the inspector comes, and I'm trying to remember in the Sun City house, he wanted to run the washing machine. I wasn't going to take it with me. It was going with the house. So he wanted to make sure it ran. So I said, oh, okay, instead of wasting that water, can I put a load of wash in? Then you'll see that it works. I mean, it's little things like that. And for the gas heaters, in the summertime, it's going to be hard to get that pilot light to relight because it's warm. And I have the gas company come out and do it when it doesn't quite want to fire for me. And the other stove I have that I got that I put in additionally, because this is a long house, and I don't even use the what would you call it, the heating unit that's in it. I put the pilot light on, and that heats that part of the house. Just put the pilot light. I don't let the blower go on. I am so happy to be away from hearing heat pumps. And I don't like air conditioning, so I'm in trouble. But to have that cycle on, I don't use it. I don't use the blower, because the time it gets to the other end of the house going underneath in the ductwork, which is underneath the floor, it's wasted. So I put another unit, a gas unit in, and every year I start up. If I have problems getting it all started up, it's a standalone, nice little unit. I call the guy the stove company up here, and he comes and he starts it for me. But to have somebody who doesn't know how to get this thing started, I'd have to say, no, you don't start that.
Yeah.
I don't know whether that would be Hoyle or not.
Well, let's cross that bridge when we get there. Why don't we do this, Susan? Why don't you give some thought? I think I've kind of lined out those two options that we can offer you. One, you're going to get a lot more money. It's just going to take a little bit more time because we're going to throw it over to our marketing department, which we've proven to be really, really good at, and get this thing moved for you at a much higher price than what our cash offer is. But some people would prefer the cash and the peace of mind and the guarantee. So why don't
I can understand. I can understand that completely, especially if you have, a cookie cutter house. Yeah, no, I would go that route. But this is so different.
yeah.
Would there be people? See, my drive. If a realty sign went out, which I don't know whether you do that, it would be by appointment only.
For sure. Yeah. Nobody would just be showing up to your house to come through, but we will be having part of our marketing does allow people to come through, and it's only by appointment only, for sure.
And they are pre-qualified because, people drive down my drive. Oh, well, what's down there? This is a neighborhood.
Yeah. No one will have access to your house, and no one will be able to go through your house unless there's an appointment set and you have approved it and you're good with it. So no one can just,
yes,
and if someone does show up and knock on the door, you tell them no. They gotta, they can't go through it.
Right. Do you put signs out or not?
For the accelerated program, we do. Option B, the second option we're talking about, we do.
Yep. You do.
We're trying our best to get you a lot more money. And so that's what we're really pushing. And like I said, we've proven to be very, very good at marketing. That's how you found us.
Okay. Because I thought, the sign can't be, because people are rude. They do not respect. Because I have people that drive down my drive. Oh, I wonder what's down there. And then they can't back out.
Oh yeah. I could see that. Well, Susan, when can I follow back up with you?
Do you want my email? I do email. I don't have any means to text. Okay, this is a landline, but I do have an email address if you want that, or you can call. I'm in such, and I appreciate your time spent.
Yeah.
I just have to make up my mind of what I'm going to do.
So I have an email that my office wrote down, and it's really long.
Your email?
No, I have an email for you that my office wrote down, and it's super long. It looks fake, but this might be it.
I don't think so, because I didn't give it.
Oh, okay. Then they just made one up because they needed to have one in there. What is your email?
Oh, really? Oh, no, mine is not real long.
Okay. What is it?
You don't give it to anybody else.
No.
Sell it to anybody. I don't do anything. Close by.
Yeah.
And I did look you guys up. It's just a little tablet, but the garbage that I don't know how I get it. I don't.
Yeah. No, we don't give your contact info out to anybody.
Okay. Well, I'll give you my email as well. And
okay, I'm ready.
I can then reply to the. If you email me, I can reply back, and it'll go back to where you want it, or do I need to write down an email address for you?
No, what I'll do is I will shoot you an email so that you have all my contact info.
Okay.
I'm ready.
That sounds good. Okay, whenever you're ready to write down my email address, and I'll let you know just as soon as I've made up my mind as to what I'm doing.
Awesome.
I mean, I've dealt with various stuff through the years, and I've always told people, I'll let you know immediately about whatever the scenario could be.
Okay, perfect. Okay.
Or I'm selling a horse, which I don't do. My horses stay with me. I have rescues only. I don't have any more. I'm done.
Yeah.
But in the past, when somebody was needing something that I might have had, I'll say, I'll let you know exactly what is going on. And I do.
Perfect.
I do.
Okay, awesome. All right, I'm ready for the email.
Okay. It's my last name. Those letters don't come on. It's even worse. After my last name, period. My initial.
Okay.
And then another initial. Initial is an M. I always have to say that because people automatically must stick another period in.
Oh, okay. And
at
then
Gmail.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
Stillwell.s.m@gmail.
Stillwell.s.com.
Okay.
Yeah, I heard something that glitched a little bit.
Yep, I got it. Susan, I
okay.
really
I
appreciate your time today. Yeah, no, thank you for reaching out.
I appreciate your time. I wish I was more ready to. I wish I had my head in I just don't know what to do at this point quite yet. And
well, no pressure on
yeah.
my end. I'm here to help. I'm here to answer any questions. You can bounce things off of me, run them by me, whatever you need to do. You can reach out whenever. You've got my number now, and yeah, I'll follow up with you. What, in a couple days? Is that enough time?
Whenever is convenient for you. I've got to just. I don't know whether I'll even. I've been putting this off for waiting for the weather to get better. And then thinking, what is the best time that people might be coming up from the valley to here? And this place would be a perfect place for somebody to have as a second place to bring. They'd have to have money,
for
though,
sure. Well, it's summertime, so
stuff.
people are going up there often now. All right, I'll follow up with you in let's say Monday, since tomorrow's already Friday, and then I'll kind of see what you found out with your realtor, if you're still going to do that, and then we can have another conversation, see if we're going to move forward.
I don't want to tell you the truth. But,
okay. I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all.
I don't know whether there's a trial period for somebody like that and see what happens. They're going to have to give me a price, and you still have to kind of look at what it's worth from Plan B.
Right.
On your end.
Yeah, I'm running rough numbers right there. I think that's around where we're going to be. But if we want to move forward, then after we get all the paperwork and stuff in place, I will definitely be by there to look at it. So.
Oh, you would come up?
It would either be me or somebody on my team.
Oh, well, I think that's great, by the way. I've often wondered, do they travel anywhere to go see these places?
Oh yeah, no, we look at all the houses that we purchase. It's just that we usually have the agreement in place because we can't go see every property that we talk to people about. We don't. I mean, there's not enough employees in the world for that.
No, business. You know, I understand business. Okay, Plan B, you thought would be about how much?
Around 345,000. So almost $100,000 more.
Okay, can't bump it to 375.
I don't think I can get that approved.
Okay.
But I will look at it. I will look at it and run it by my team, and then when we talk on Monday, we'll finalize that number. Susan, I gotta jump off here, and I really appreciate it. Don't mean to cut you off. I just have another call that I need to jump on.
I understand.
Okay.
Can I call you Lane?
That is my name. That's what everybody calls me.
You can call me Sue.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, thanks for getting back with me. I'm sorry to be such a.
No,
I don't know what the word is.
Don't apologize for anything.
I'm in a terrible state.
Hey, you're great. Let's see
exactly where I needed to go.
We'd love to help you out.
You go,
thank you, Sue.
Thanks, and I'll be looking forward to an email from you and then talking to you.
Sometime. Okay, sounds good. Thanks.
Thanks.
Bye.
Yeah, bro. I think you might need to take the rest of the day off after that one, brother. Yeah.
Oh, I don't even know if I want that client now.
Bro, I don't even know, dude. That's a full-time.
I don't think here's the problem is I'm not kidding. I don't know if I even want that deal because I don't know if she'll ever be happy.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know you're going to be able to satisfy that, bro. Because okay, let's address the conversation. Let's talk about it because I watched the whole thing.
That's something to talk about as well. I mean, you don't buy every house. I mean, sometimes the juice is just not worth the squeeze.
Okay,
that sounds like it'll be a lot of hours. But the one thing that I do like, because anybody that's still listening, I don't blame you if you're not, but if we go this option B, that is a novation. And the only reason I probably would still move forward is because I'm going to hire a local agent that's going to have to deal with her.
Yeah, not you're not doing it.
Yeah,
now,
I'm going to have to deal with the agent, but it's mostly that agent that's going to be doing the majority of the work, because the way I figure out my novation number right there is I take what I think it's going to sell for on the open market, which I think I estimated 425.
Okay.
And I take 90% of that, which is 382, and then I minused out 35,000.
That's your fee?
That put me at 347.5. So I took out
That
10%.
35, that's your fee, correct?
That's
Like
my
your
fee. That's the
35?
novation fee. So I 425 I can sell it for on the open market. I took out 10%. That's going to give me enough money to pay 2 realtors, because I was going to have a selling agent and a buyer's agent, pay for any closing costs that are going to happen, and give me some fluff to, if there's any like repair requests and stuff like that. 10% should cover it all. And then I minus out what our company's going to make. So I left enough money in there so I can hire a local agent to
Yeah,
deal
you
with
don't
that.
want to. You don't want to list it, bro. Not even close. You don't. It's not worth your time. It's not worth anyone's time on your team to do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So let's break that down. That I actually was talking to one of the guys that I work with earlier today, and he told me that he met with a 91-year-old and an 80-year-old, and he told me the exact same thing that you just faced. It's very hard to redirect, unfortunately, old people to the sales process. They take over. They really just wanted someone to talk to. Is that kind of what you're facing, Lane? It's just like it was very hard to get her back on track, right?
I mean, older lady, no kids, probably doesn't talk to anybody but her cats all day, every day. Sounds like she doesn't even talk to her neighbors that much. And so now
Yeah.
she's talking to somebody, and she just
You're-
talked about everything in her life.
You're a movie star to her, bro. She saw you on TV. This was her time to
Oh,
chat with the
man.
Lane, bro. But anyway, that is rough, and we've all been there. We've all been there, because we're not disrespectful. We don't want to cut anyone off. We don't want to make them feel like they're not important. So yes, we do sit there and we listen, but you do your best to redirect. And I think you did a good job by at least getting to the end at the conversation by saying, hey, these are the options. You decide which works best for you. Because if you would have just been like, hey, let's just call again, you're going to run into the same issue, and it's going to be another hour conversation. You did
And
good.
if you notice, I usually have 3 options, right? We usually can do a sub 2 or creative finance.
You ain't messing with sub 2 with that.
I didn't even want to approach that with this lady, man. Shoot, bro, that would have been, we would be in here all day.
Yeah.
So I gave her the 2 options, right? I don't call it a novation because nobody knows what a novation is. I've started calling it the accelerated program, because
I love it.
And I like talking to them about focusing on how good we are at marketing, right? Because that's how they found me. They found me from our marketing. So they'd be like, oh yeah, you guys do good marketing. So you focus on how good we are at marketing, and that's what we do to be able to get you more money if our cash offer doesn't work.
I think she'll go with it because she obviously doesn't want to deal with people she doesn't know. Like, you took the time to spend with her, and that means a lot, right? And for a lot of people that are on here, like, oh my gosh, but guys, like, I've done a lot of deals with older people, and usually you get their kids involved, but she says she doesn't have any. So she's going to make this decision. That's another thing I was going to say is, like, if she had kids, I would try and work with them just to make sure this is even something she's allowed to do. Because when they get older, sometimes they don't even make their decisions. But Lane found out that she does, and he was respectful, kind. So I think she's gonna feel real good with you. I don't see many people sitting through that kind of conversation.
It's tough, man. But when you're literally, you gotta kind of change your mindset of, you're not just trying to find your next deal. Although you are trying to find your next deal, but you're talking to somebody that this is pretty much the biggest asset that they own in their entire lifetime.
This is, yeah.
Normal humanity, the biggest asset they own is their home. It's a huge decision.
For sure.
And if they feel that you aren't like really in it to help them, and you're just looking for the dollar signs, dude, they're not going to give you the time of day.
No, trust is extremely important. So I to be honest, I would react the same way. Probably, like, obviously try to redirect it as best as you can. But if you rush somebody and they're that old, they're going to feel like you don't care. And you actually do care, because we just sat here for an hour and listened to you care.
Yeah, and I'm straight up with them. I'm like, listen, I don't think this cash offer you should go with. Like,
I love that, dude. There's no need.
Need money. She needs money to live out the rest of her life. I told her. I sometimes I don't even tell them what the cash offer is. But
yeah, and
I think
you were just, when you said it, you were just trying to take control of the conversation by doing it. That was it. That's all I kind of saw. It's just because you needed to get in there and say something so you could take over. So, great job. I think that was awesome for anyone that somehow made it through that. congrats if you made
We'll
it through
see.
that.
We'll see what happens. I don't know. She might just be suffering from paralysis by analysis, right? So
Mhm.
she got so many things going on in her mind about over analyzing everything, and it makes you not make a decision.
Yeah.
Like people in our business suffer from that, right? We overanalyze how this guy's going to react if I make this phone call, or what they're going to say. How am I going to react, or what am I going to say, right? And you paralyze yourself from just picking up the friggin' phone and
Yeah.
making a phone call.
Exactly. And you did a good job, man. I'm proud. That was sweet because you know, you could have gone two ways. You could have just kind of been like, listen, lady,
I'm done
breaking
talking.
yeah, I'm just not talking alone, but that doesn't work. You know, sometimes it takes a couple hours and to get through, but then you develop that trust, and that's what she's going to go with someone she likes, period. She's not going to go with someone that's like strong arms a 77-year-old lady and just is like, you're going to take this cash offer, period. Like that's not how this works, guys. So I don't care how good you are at negotiating. If you don't take the time to listen to people and care, they're not going to work with you. I don't care how good you are. They're, you know, this is a big asset. This is a big decision. They don't just sign with anyone because like you have just mind game them into it. No, you listen. You
Yeah.
cared and you ask questions. And it can be painful sometimes, guys. This ain't sexy. This isn't always sexy. This isn't like you pick up the phone. Yeah, I'll take 250. You're like, okay, done. I'll send the contract. That's not how it always works, guys.
Yeah, for this deal, it's probably going to take at least one or two 45-minute conversations to get her across the finish line. I mean, you just saw it like right there live. Like that was that's they usually don't go that long.
Bro, you and to be honest, like me, you, like we've developed that kind of stamina to like withstand that kind of conversation. Like it's tough. I don't think a lot of people can do it, but
Not
you did
without
it.
medication.
Not with us. That's right. Well, hey guys, this has been the Real Estate Ring. You came on here to hear calls. You just heard what we do when we talk to someone who needs someone to talk to.
Sometimes it ain't pretty, but sometimes you got to be a marriage counselor, a advice counselor, whatever you want to call it, a lawyer, a law, whatever. I mean, sometimes you're like a little bit of everything.
That's exactly right, bro. Selling is emotional. It's an emotional thing for people. Like it's not logical. Because if she was logical, she would probably just you know, get like 5 or 10 agents through there, give them bids. Like she'd go through the process to see how she get the highest price. Like, no, she's gonna make an emotional decision, work who she likes and trusts, and you're gonna get the deal if you want it.
Yeah, if you want it.
All right, Lane,
Okay, thanks, guys.
you got anything left for us before we dip?
You just saw what an hour of my life was today.
Hey man, you made her day, bro. Like she saw you
think
on
so.
TV. She's gonna remember this for the rest of her life. So it was not a waste. Don't ever think that hour, it was a good hour.
Well, welcome to a day in the life of us, right?
That's it, baby. All right, everybody. Peace out. Great having you on here. See you next week. Lane, you're awesome, man. Catch you guys later.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bro.